is the opportunity to discover our own potential and how much more we can achieve than we ever thought possible. With that spirit, I, Shirang Sharma, along with my co-anchor, Manpreet Kaur, welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of Justitia 2025, the 5th annual Lex Fiesta organized by Center for Legal Studies at Justitia International Business School.
We extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guest of the event, our Honorable Chief Guest, Justice N. Kotiswar Singh, Judge of the Supreme Court of India. Our Honorable Guest of Honor, Senior Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja Sir, the Director of Indian Law Institute. Our respected Honorable Vice Chairman Sir, Shri Anurag Jindal. Our respected Director Sir, Dr. Professor Vikas Nath. Our respected Dean Ma'am, Ms. Prachi Jindal. Distinguished faculty members, participants, and the dedicated organizing team of the courtroom, the Law Society of Gibbs. Welcome to Justitia 2025. To mark the beginning of this auspicious event, I now invite our chief guest, Justice N. Kotiswar Singh Sir, our guest of honor, Senior Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja Sir, accompanied by our Honorable Vice Chairman Sir, respected Director Sir, and Dean Ma'am for the lighting of the lamp.
Let us briefly introduce the temple of learning we all belong to, Justitia International Business School, formerly known as Gibbs. Established in 2004 under the aegis of Rohini Educational Society, Gibbs is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University and is approved by AICTE and the Bar Council of India. The Center for Legal Studies was set up in 2016 and in a short span, it has emerged as one of the most prominent law schools of this country, offering integrated BA-LLB honors and DBA-LLB honors in collaboration with LLM programs. Not just law, Gibbs also conducts flagship programs like MBA, MBA International Business, BBA 3-year course, BBA 4-year honors with research, and BBA 4-year honors. The achievements of Gibbs speaks volumes. Gibbs has been rated A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council in the 3rd cycle. Gibbs has also been rated A+ by the State Fee Regulatory Committee, which is a fee committee of Government of the City of Delhi. And it has been consecutively ranked A by various inspection committees of Government of the City of Delhi and GGSIB. Further adding to this glory, Gibbs has been ranked number 1 for the 3rd consecutive time as the top emerging BD institute in India and number 2 in placements by the B Times School Survey. Truly, Gibbs stands as the hub of excellence, innovation, and inspiration.
Center for Legal Studies, Gibbs, is organizing its 5th annual Lex Fiesta this year and is fully organized by the courtroom, the Law Society of Gibbs. Justitia has grown tremendously over the years, bringing together students from all across India. Justitia 2021 saw participation from 40 colleges nationwide, competing in 4 events. Justitia 2022 got bigger and saw participation from 52 colleges nationwide, competing in 5 events. In Justitia 2023, over 50 colleges participated in 6 major competitions. In Justitia 2024, over 56 colleges participated in 7 major competitions. This year, members of courtroom have worked tirelessly to achieve participation participation from approximately 300 participants across more than 65 colleges from all over India in 6 competitions. Justitia signifies the celebration of legal knowledge, fostering a platform where emerging legal minds gather to explore the intricacies of law. Today marks the start of an enriching journey featuring a range of events, including Resolve-A-Con mediation, Clash of Minds debate competition, Forensic Fanatics crime scene investigation, the Parliament Pulse Youth Parliament, Client Connect client counseling competition, Legal Divine Law Olympiad. This year, Resolve-A-Con will take place on day 1, followed by Clash of Minds and Forensics Fanatics on day 2, with the Parliament Pulse Law Olympiad and the Client Connect scheduled for day 3. The event will conclude on day 4 with participants from the Parliament Pulse delivering the informal session, drafting activities, the closing statements and the valedictory ceremony of Justitia 2025. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed partners, our knowledge partners, Aceplex Advocates and Solicitors, Akash Badana and Companies Advocates and Solicitors, NM Law Chambers, Lex Peeps Private Limited, Mehta Associates, Aquitas Legal Alliance, our media partners, Law Bhumi, Jurispectra, Legal Vidya, Legal Admirers, Wakalatnama, and our gifting partners, Law Attorney AI and Initio, whose contributions have enhanced our event. Your collaboration has been instrumental in marking this event a success, and we are truly grateful for your support. Thank you.
Now moving further, I'd like to recite one shloka to invoke the blessings of Ma Saraswati. Saraswati Namastobhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyaramam Karishami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada.
Now, let us invoke the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the epitome of knowledge and speech. Let us welcome Nitya Relan from the Mudra Club, the Dance Society of Gifts, for Saraswati Vandana.
For the divine performance, we would now request the Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Guest of Honor, Honorable Vice Chairman Sir, respected Dean Sir and Dean Ma'am to take their respective seats on the dais. invite our respected director, sir, Professor Dr. Vikas Nath, to deliver the welcome address and introduce the chief guest and guest of honor.
To everyone present here, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to Justitia 2025, the annual Legal Fest of Geeta Ratan International Business School, organized by the Center for Legal Studies. On behalf of the management, faculty and students, I extend a warm and respectful welcome to our chief guest, Honorable Justice Mr. N. Kotiswar Singh, Judge, Supreme Court of India. We welcome you, sir. Whose gracious presence adds immense prestige and inspiration to this occasion. We are deeply honored to have you with us today, sir. I also extend a heartfelt welcome to our guest of honor, Senior Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja, Director, Indian Law Institute, New Delhi, whose scholarly contributions to the field of law and education continue to guide and motivate young legal minds across the nation. We welcome you, sir. With equal warmth, I welcome our Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, respected Dean Ma'am, distinguished guests, members of the legal fraternity, faculty colleagues, students from reputed institutions who have gathered here to celebrate the spirit of justice, intellect, and advocacy. Justitia has always been more than an event. It's a celebration of law, ethics, and critical reasoning. It provides a platform for young law students to exhibit their advocacy skills, logical acumen, and understanding of socio-legal issues. Through rigorous competitions and interactive sessions, Justitia 2025 encourages discourse that sharpens intellect and nurtures the values of fairness and justice. This year's editions include an impressive lineup of events: mediation, debate competition, legal quiz by the name of National Law Olympiad, and Youth Parliament, each designed to combine learning with application and theory with practice. These events will not only test participants' legal aptitude, but also encourage creativity, collaboration, and ethical decision making. At Geeta Ratan International Business School, we believe in holistic legal education that bridges the gap between classroom knowledge and real-world practice. Justitia 2025 stands as a testimony to our institution's commitment to nurturing capable, compassionate, courageous professionals who will contribute meaningfully to the nation's justice system. I take this opportunity to commend the faculty coordinators, organizing committee, and student volunteers whose tireless efforts have made this event possible. Especially reporting at 8:30 a.m. in the morning is a commendable effort that you have put in. As we begin the grand celebration of intellect and integrity, I urge all participants to embody the true spirit of law, rooted in respect, reason, and responsibility. Let Justitia 2025 be an experience that inspires each one of us to uphold justice in thought, word, and action. I now take the opportunity to introduce the chief guest for the day. Our chief guest, Honorable Justice N. Kotiswar Singh, Supreme Court of India, was born at Imphal, Manipur. Sir obtained primary education at Imphal, secondary education from Ramakrishna Mission Vidyapeeth, Purulia, West Bengal, and pre-university course in science from St. Anthony's College, Shillong. He graduated Hon'ble College, Delhi University with BA Honours in Political Science in 1983 and obtained degree in Law, LLB from Campus Law Center, Delhi University in 1986. Enrolled as an advocate in 1986, he attended the 6 months Commonwealth Young Lawyers course under the University of London in 1992. After a brief practice in the Supreme Court of India, he shifted practice under the Guwahati High Court, the then Common High Court of Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, Mizoram, and Arunachal Pradesh. Also practiced in the Central Administrative Tribunal, Guwahati, and the subordinate courts in Manipur. Was also standing counsel for various government departments, Government of Manipur and public undertaking institutions. Also appeared before a number of commissions in Manipur constituted under the Commission of Inquiry Act 1952. Designated as a senior advocate by the Guwahati High Court on 31st March 2008, he served as the Advocate General of the State of Manipur from 3rd November 2007 till elevation to the bench. Sworn in as additional judge of Guwahati High Court on 17th October 2011 and as a judge of Guwahati High Court on 7th November 2012, he was appointed as a judge of Manipur High Court upon its creation with effect from 23rd March 2013. Appointed to perform the duties of the office of the Chief Justice of High Court of Manipur with effect from 1st July 2017 till 8th February 2018 and again from 23rd February 2018 till 17th May 2018. Upon transfer to Guwahati High Court from Manipur High Court, he assumed charge as a judge of Guwahati High Court on 11th October 2018. As a judge of the Guwahati High Court, functioned as the executive chairman of the Nagaland State Legal Services Authority and Assam State Legal Services Authority. During that period, was also a member of National Legal Services Authority and a member of the governing body of National Judicial Academy, Bhopal. Sir performed the duties of the Office of Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court from 21st September 2020 till 9th January 2021 and from 9th May 2022 to 22nd June 2022 and from 12th January 2023 till the elevation as Chief Justice of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh on 15th February 2023. Elevated as a Judge of the Supreme Court of India on 18th July 2024. I request our Honorable Vice Chairman Sir to welcome Sir by offering the sapling. Please do the honors. Take the opportunity to introduce our guest of honor for the day, Senior Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja is Director, Indian Law Institute, Delhi. He holds PhD and LLM degree from University of Delhi and MPhil degree from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He has done a certificate course on law teaching and legal research skills from Cardiff Law School, Cardiff University, United Kingdom. Before joining as Director of the Indian Law Institute, Professor Ahuja has also worked as Vice Chancellor of National Law University and Judicial Academy, Assam from 2021 to 2024. Professor Ahuja is Senior Professor at the Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. He has also served as Joint Director of Delhi School of Public Policy and Governance, established under Institute of Eminence, University of Delhi from 2020 to 2022. Served as Professor in charge of Law Center 2, Faculty of Law, University of Delhi from 2017 to 2020. He was awarded first prize in the 5th South Asian Teaching Session on International Humanitarian Law and Refugee Law, organized jointly by the International Committee of Red Cross and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in 2003. He was jury member of India SME Award of India SME Forum, Mumbai in 2022 and 2023. He has written 5 books on intellectual property rights, international law and mediation. He has also written 2 volumes of Halsbury Annotated Statutes of India on intellectual property rights. Most of his books have been published by top international publishing company LexisNexis. His latest book is Krishna and Mediation. He has published 17 chapters in the edited books. He has also edited 1 book on human rights and co-edited 11 more books on the subject of legal education, intellectual property rights, human rights, research methodology, tribal laws, and the list goes on. He has done a research project on the topic State Practice on Implementation of International Law in India, an analytical study of constitutional provisions and case law. He was appointed as a member of the UGC committee to frame guidelines for introduction of courses on law for holistic and multidisciplinary education in 2022, 2022, 2023 for conducting the Common Law Admission Test. Apart from being chairperson of the Executive Council and the Academic Council and member secretary of Governing Council of National Law University and Judicial Academy Assam, he is also a member of Board of Management, Judicial Academy Assam and Governing Body of CLAT. I now request our Honorable Vice Chairman Sir to please welcome Professor Ahuja. Thank you. Please continue.
Honorable Lordship, Justice and Kotiswar Singh, Vice Chairperson, Director Sahab, Dean Madam, respected teachers and dear participants, a very good morning. It's a privilege to share the dais with your own boss. You had already heard our introduction, so Lordship was Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court, and I was the Vice Chancellor of NLU Assam. So NLU Assam, obviously, being a university which was established under the Assam Government Act, the Chief Justice was the Chancellor. So my boss was Lordship Justice Kotiswar Singh for quite some time. The great thing about Lordship is that he's an excellent human being. I never saw in my span of 3 years, I never saw him getting annoyed on anybody or getting aggressive or talking to somebody in the harsh manner. He's always smiling, and I think even after elevation to Supreme Court, he did not change. So ever smiling face, and he'll meet very pleasantly with everybody, and it's really a privilege to share the dais with such a nice personality. But friends, the time is very less, and I'll take a few minutes only. I recall my time when I was doing my LLB. So I did my LLB in 1988, Lordship did in 1986. So we are almost contemporary that way. There was hardly anything like moot court. I did not attend any moot court, or any moot court was not organized. In fact, to be very honest, we did not hear this term at all during our time. And what we used to do was that, the attendance was not that compulsory as it is today. And we will go to the court after the classes, we'll sit with the advocates, we'll learn the court environment, we'll go to the courts, listen to the advocates, how they argue. We'll learn some court etiquettes also, how to stand, what should be your body language. Now this was the only way to, get some skills there. But the time had completely been changed now. Moot court, of course, has become very essential in legal education. In fact, the BCI has made it a compulsory course as a clinical course, and this is extremely important. But friends, I'll just say one thing to you. Please participate in this moot court competition to give your best, not to win it. To win it or not to win it is not in your hands. If you recall the verse of Gita where the Krishna says, Karmanne Vadikaraste, it is not in your hands. You can do your best, you can do your karma, and that is all. Leave rest of the things to the God. The format of the moot court competition is such that one team wins, the others loses, So if you are winning, if you are participating just to win, and if you do not win, then you are going to be disappointed like anything. Give your best, leave rest of the things, the outcome to the board, let the board decide. And friends, let me just tell you one more thing. When you will go in real life, in the real court, when you will face the Lordship there in the Supreme Court, the Lordship is not going to ask you as to how many moot court competition did you win? Right? It is your skills, which matters. So with this participation, you are expected to learn and sharpen your analytical skill, argumentative skill, your critical thinking, your presentational skills, your articulation, you have to improve your body language, right? You have to learn the court etiquettes. So when you go to the court after doing your LLB, you behave like a professional from the very first day, and you are an advocate, in the real sense, which of course was not happening earlier, because we were having degree of the law with no practical knowledge. But that is not the case today. And when I see the young minds, participating, and they are doing very well. In Guwahati High Court, when we used to organize the moot court competition, the final round was being judged by the sitting judges of the Guwahati High Court. And believe me, trust me, the judges after judging the final round of the moot court would tell me that, Professor Ahuja, your students, the participants of this moot court competition were much better than the advocates we face every day in the court. And that was really a compliment for my students and for all the participants. So friends, give your best, and don't take this, whether you win it or you lose it. The only thing is that give your best and learn the skills. And these are the skills, which are going to help you in your real life. The client which is giving you the money needs a relief. Is not concerned with how many moot court competition did you win or did you lose. So every day will be a competition for you when you will join the court. So give your best and leave rest of the things to the court. And for me, each one of you who participates in the moot court competition is the winner. For me, losers are those who do not take the courage of participating in the moot court competition. So, just once again I'll tell you, do not focus on your win. Give your 100%. Give your best. And that is the thing, which is going to make you a great professional after your LLB degree. Thank you very much.
N. Kotiswar Singh, sir, to address the gathering.
Director, Indian Law Institute, respected Ahuja Jindal, Vice Chairman of the Gita Rattan International Business School, Dr. Vikas Nathji, Director of the school, and Dr. Prachi Jindalji, Dean of the Law Department, respected professors as well present here, distinguished guests, and my dear students. It is indeed a privilege for me to address these young students, having and dealing with the lawyers day and night. It is always a refreshing, to interact with the students and to be in the midst of the students. And the fact that the school is organizing this 5th edition of the Justitia is a very important occasion also, and I am really thankful to the organizers to share my thought with the young students. This event is designed to widen the horizons of budding legal professionals, embodies the spirit of justice, learning and collaboration. Thank you very much for inviting me to this. I must also congratulate the Gita Rattan International Business School for providing a world-class education, especially in the field of law. Law in our times, Professor Ahuja would also understand that it was restricted to only few law colleges, universities, but today we have more than, I'm told, about more than 1,000 law colleges, about 22 law universities, national law universities, 27. But then this is not able to cater to the needs of the more talented students. Therefore, this void is being filled by these private law institutions, which are doing a wonderful job in providing legal education. I want to start with the simple fact that knowing law is power, living law is duty, and utilizing the power of law for those seeking justice is the ultimate end of law. There could be no more fitting title for this conclave than Justitia. For in that single word resides an entire philosophy of justice, impartial yet vigilant, firm yet humane, and like conscience itself, invisible yet guiding our every righteous act. The origin of the modern day Lady Justice is to be this Justitia, the goddess of justice, can be traced to Roman mythology. Lady Justice is depicted with a blindfold, scales and a sword. The blindfold was added during the Renaissance period, 14th century, probably as a satire on the corrupt state of legal systems, with judicial institutions turning a blind eye to the problems of the people. It was only during the period of Enlightenment, that is during the 17th and 18th century, that it was reinterpreted as representing impartiality. It signifies that justice should be administered without bias, regardless of wealth, power and social status. The scales represent balance. It emphasizes that the court must weigh both sides of an argument before delivering a judgment. Finally, the sword symbolizes the power and authority of law, signifying that law can both protect as well as punish. Over time, every civilization has reimagined the concept of Justitia in its own image. In our Supreme Court premises, if you come, you will see the familiar ideal seen through Indian eyes. The statue is clothed in a sari, has shed the blindfold, and holds a scale on one hand and the constitution on the other hand. The sari, replacing the Western attire, brings the statue closer to Indian ethos and culture. The removal of blindfold and having eyes open is significant in Indian context. It conveys that the law is not blind but watchful to the sufferings of the people and those who are coming for justice. More importantly, our social diversity, the historical discrimination faced by underprivileged sections of the society, the constitutional provisions and laws made for their upliftment require a nuanced approach of viewing every case appropriately while delivering justice. The sword has been replaced with the Constitution. It symbolizes supremacy of the Constitution and the value in our jurisprudence. The preservation of the scale goes on to show that the court will continue weighing evidence impartially and hearing both sides before delivering its final judgment. In our tradition, justice has always been more than a legal command. It has been a moral compass based on Indian tradition, concept and philosophy, which is derived from the Sanskrit word dharma. As you know, the dharma word is traced to the root word dhri. What is dhri? To hold together, which sustains dharma. It is not confined to the narrow concept of law as we understand, or is equated with religion. Dharma is much more than religion, law. It is the moral order of the universe, of the society, and of the individual. It is a way of life for living a righteous life and do the rightful things in our society. In Mahabharata, it is said dharma is settled, implying that justice cannot be mechanical, it must be sensitive to circumstances, context and the consequences. The ancient Indian concept of Nyaya went beyond punishment or retribution. It sought restoration of harmony and also maintenance of harmony, which are the most prime concern of the traditional legal system. Ours says it so, justice not merely as enforcement of rules, but the pursuit of fairness in its most human form and also pursuit of the perfect. If you study Vedas, if you study Upanishads, what is the whole concept? If you see the Indian philosophy, the first question is, who am I? The most fundamental question asked ever. No other civilization has asked this question, who am I? What I am doing in this earth? And it has also given this answer. Koham, who are you? Who am I? Soham. You find your identity within yourself. The answer lies within. It's the whole philosophical journey of Indian civilization is trying to bring the unity and also trying to realize what really we are. This is the basic fundamental foundation of our legal system. Now, this is a continuity which is reflected in our constitution. I would request any student to get up and recite with me the preamble of the constitution. Please. Anybody. We the people of India. Yes, please. We the people of India. Having solemnly resolved to constitute India into yes?
India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic,
and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political
liberty of thought, belief, expression, faith, worship and faith, and equality of status and opportunity, and to fraternity,
yes, assuring and assuring the dignity of all individuals. See, yes, see, why I asked you to recite is just to remind you that preamble is the core of our constitution. Not only core of our constitution, core of our civilizational values. Many of us, in fact, thought that when Constitution was drafted, we borrowed these ideas from the Western democratic countries. Justice, equality, fraternity. It reminds this word, those students of history would always be reminded of the French Revolution. Equality, fraternity, justice, So we thought many people think that we have borrowed from the French Revolution. In Indian history, our tradition, it is already there. I am not saying it is only there just for the sake of saying, because the historical evidence supports so. What is the historical evidence of this justice, equality and fraternity? If you see Indian history, it is believed. See, India remains a country in which the majority are Hindus. But it also professes all of the religions in the world. You have Christians here, you have Muslims here, you have Jews here, you have Zoroastrians here. Of course, Buddhism, Jainism, these are all indigenous religion. So all the religions which are practiced in other parts of the world are also here. And you think that these religions came very recent times, modern times? No. For example, Christianity, it is believed that St. Thomas, one of the disciples of Jesus, had come to Kerala in Malabarism. That's why you have these Christians already settled. It is believed that in 52 BCE, the Christians had already come to India. We think that Christians came along with the British East India Company. No, they were already there and they became part of this country. It was internalized with Indian civilization. Yes, the Jews, again, see, when the Jews, during the King Solomon's period also, there was trade with India and Israel. They came. And thereafter also, when the second temple of Israel, the Jews, was destroyed by the Roman Empire, and the Jews were persecuted by the Romans, many of them went scattered all over the world. That's why we have this Jewish diaspora all over the world. And many of them also came to India during that period. The Jews, they also came during that second, second BC. Before, when we think that. Similarly, the Parsis who have contributed so immensely to Indian culture, Jamshedji Tata, you know, everybody knows. He didn't come just 100 years before during the British period. The Parsis, who were the followers of Zoroastrian religion, they came when Persia was overwhelmed by the Islamic Arab country invasion, and it was totally Islamized. Then they came, they took shelter here. They came here during that period. The Muslims also, you may think Muslims came along with these Mughals or period. No, the Muslims came much earlier. In Konkan region, the Western Ghat, if you see, the Malabar also, you still have, they came through trade ships. Some of them settled here, most of them they settled here, married Indian women, settled there, they established their families. So you have all these religions, you name it Christian, you name it Muslims, Islam, or the Jews, or the Parsis, and they were accepted as part of our society. They were accepted as our brothers. That's what does it indicate? First of all, justice. They felt that there was justice because they came from places where they were persecuted. Sense of justice. Equality, because we treated them as equality. Not as invaders or outsiders or aliens, unwanted. They were equal to us, so they were allowed to stay. And fraternity, of course, because they were treated as our brothers. So the whole concept of justice, equality, fraternity, they are all already embedded in our constitutional, in the Indian tradition, which is simply being reflected in a modern concept in our Indian constitution. Therefore, we must remember these values, so important. That is why I say, whenever I address the students, especially law students, I always request them to remember this preamble. It is the moon mantra of the constitution. Just like most of you who are very religious, some of them are not, I know in today's world they are not bothered about religion. But those who are, religious, they will get up, have their Gayatri mantra or any of favorite sloka. So here is a lawyer or in the legal profession, the lawyers or practicing in various aspects of law, you must remember this moon mantra, the preamble, which will guide you in whatever activities. It will shape your thinking, thought process. Because that's what because the Constitution is the most fundamental law which will govern our society, govern our way of life, and how the society progresses. That is important. Yes, this title, Justitia, as I see this, cannot be more fitting for an event that so closely mirrors the real workings of justice. This is not merely a celebration of law, but a rehearsal of the profession itself. Each competition here reflects a different facet of legal practice and the disciplines it demands. The moot court will teach you how to think under scrutiny, drafting written submissions, anticipating judicial questions, and defending arguments within tight frameworks. The client counseling sessions develop the human side of advocacy, learning to extract facts, manage emotions, and build trust. The mediation round will teach how to convert confrontation into consensus and collaboration, an essential skill in a system seeking speed and sensitivity over prolonged litigation. I am told that mediation is going to be the first today itself. Mediation is something, not a new concept, but it had been ignored for a long period. Mediation has been there as a part of our Indian ethos culture. We also know how they oft-quoted how Krishna tried to mediate between Kauravas and Pandavas. Though it failed, but then the whole concept of mediation, trying to resolve this dispute through mutual discussion, understanding, has been part of our Indian ethos. Now it has given a boost by the enactment of the Mediation Act 2023, where the role of mediation is going to play a very, very important role in our justice delivery system. It will open a new vista of opportunities for those who are in the field of law. Law litigation, many of you, the young students, the dream of you to become perhaps a judge. The first priority perhaps is a judge, becoming a judge or being a lawyer. Then comes other teaching, there are so many opportunities being opened up. Corporate law. Because India today, we are seeing it is a multiple proliferation of disciplines in law. It's unimaginable during our times. We have cyber law, you have IT law, trademark, criminal, civil, arbitration, corporate law. I mean, these are opening up huge opportunities, and mediation is going to be a very important part of it. Because the whole provision of law and the concept of bringing mediation in the forefront is to ensure that all these disputes which may occur in different fields of life should be resolved at the first instance, if possible, by resorting to mediation. The art of mediation is, of course, very different from the art of a skill of a lawyer litigation, because in India we follow the adversarial system, where we try to win over the other opponent, trying to show our strength by overcoming our opponent. This adversarial system therefore requires a different skill, how to bring the witness of the opponent by through cross-examination, as you have studied also during cross-examination. The art of cross-examination is to ensure, to bring out the weaknesses in your opponent. That's what the art of cross-examination, so that you can put it in the court, show that yes, your opponent doesn't have a case, because your opponent suffers from these deficiencies. But then mediation is absolutely different approach. You do not try to pick faults on the opponent, but trying to bring the best between the parties, disputants, so that both can go back satisfied when the problem is resolved in a win-win situation. Because in the adversarial system, the one wins, he is happy, but the one who doesn't win goes unhappy. Ultimately, what is dispute resolution? We are not dealing with foreign countries. The other opponent is not a foreigner or alien. Doesn't matter whether he is happy or unhappy. So when we win the case, we are happy. But the opponent is also an Indian, very much part of this society. Our own brothers perhaps. So we see a lot of litigation among siblings. It's not only, we should not think litigation is something between rivals. It happens within our own family, in our own community, in our locality. So where a dispute is resolved in the most amicable manner, which mediation is perhaps one of the best approach. It brings stability, peace in the society. Therefore, mediation is indeed a very important process which is going to gain in days to come. Therefore, I am very happy that you are giving importance to the mediation. In fact, last week we had a national conference on mediation in Bhubaneswar, the second national conference, where all judges from all the states, all the high courts, they all converse together, with many Supreme Court judges also participating, trying to understand and to strengthen this movement, this mediation movement. Therefore, I am very happy that you have taken a very important and very topical and contemporary issues from other than the moot court, which is a very kind of usual routine, which is also needed to sharpen your skills, how to be a good lawyer, counseling is important. And the youth parliament also will train students to translate constitutional ideas into workable law. Be socially desirable, technologically feasible, financially viable, judicially attainable, emotionally relatable, and administratively doable. Through the crime scene investigation activity, which is also being part of this whole exercise, the students will learn that the pursuit of justice begins long before the courtroom. The chain of custody broken, a document mishandled, a fact overlooked, each can tilt the scales of justice, reminding us that diligence is the first duty of every legal professional. Of course, the debates will sharpen the logical precision and respectful dissent, teaching the art of disagreeing without being disagreeable. And the law Olympiad will build breadth, speed, and accuracy, the ability to recall principles across diverse statutes in seconds. It's so important because law is just not CPC, CRPC or evidence or a constitution. Law is just trying to resolve a human problem in a society. And obviously you have to understand human psychology. Obviously you have to understand human society, the diversity in our constitution, our country. In fact, India is such a wonderful place. I mean, you are in Delhi, one of the most, I would say, privileged and fortunate to be in Delhi, where it's a mingling of all the country, of the entire regions you can find it. But when you go out of Delhi, go to east, go discover northeast, go to east, discover Bengal, go to east, discover Bihar, UP, Rajasthan, Jammu Kashmir, discover Karnataka, discover Tamil Nadu, discover Telangana, discover Kerala. It's such a beautiful, India is really a beautiful country with so much diverse, so rich culture, traditions, each of these regions have. When we sing the Supreme Court, we see the diversity of the problems, the richness of this country, unique in its own. It's very important to understand this country also. This diverse country, you have a glimpse in Delhi, of course, but then my request to the students, law students, will to go out, travel a lot, understand the rich culture, history of each region, which will really enrich your understanding of what India is all about. Without an understanding of this rich diversity, I don't think a legal practitioner can be really said to be really a successful one. Yes, of course, I can understand that most of you will be, perhaps will be first generation lawyers. Many of you who are fortunate to have your parents, father or mother or brothers, sisters in the profession will certainly guide you, but many may not have that opportunity. But don't worry, if you are confident, because law is something which recognizes merit. Ultimately, merit counts in law. I have seen many sibling sons and daughters of judges who could not succeed because, yes, it's like a marathon race. Treat law as a marathon race. It is not a 100-meter sprint. You have to be persevere. You have to show your perseverance, your commitment. This is a long-drawn struggle because that's why law says it is said that the gestation period in law is perhaps the longest. You are not going to have instant success. You may be topper world medalist in your law school, but no client will lawyer because it is the client for whom we are doing these cases. The client is not bothered whether you are a gold medalist or not. Client will see whether you have understood his case, whether you are empathetic to his cause, where the confidence is there. See, you have to earn the confidence of the client. This can be achieved only long haul, not through short haul. It is so important, the confidence, because see, whenever we are doctors, for example, when you fall ill, you don't immediately rush to hospital unless it is an emergency case. Some of you have some disease, then you like to ask your friends or doctors and say, who is the best doctor in this? Then you will try to go. Similarly, it happens in law also. A client is not going to rush to T. Sazari or Rohini court immediately. Because there are so many lawyers, so and so advocates who are having their chambers there. They are going to rush immediately. They first found out from their friends, their relatives, their neighbors, who is the lawyer who is good in this. So it spreads by word of mouth also. So these are peculiar traits of a legal profession, which these are aspects that the goodwill or whatever trademark the goodwill in IP law, it is not generated instantly. All these trademarks are generated through phases of time. They establish a niche in the market. Then they say, okay, so this brand is something which has established itself as a leading brand in this product. Similarly, lawyers, the litigants, especially those who are aspiring to be lawyers, that cannot be a shortcut. There has to be a gradual, but you must have the patience. Don't worry about the money also, because as you have imbibed Saraswati with you, Lakshmi will follow you. If you seek straight to Lakshmi Ji temple without Saraswati at your backing, I don't think Saraswati will grant you so much Lakshmi Ji. But if you go to Lakshmi's temple with Saraswati by your side, you will get all the dhan you deserve to have. Thank you very much. I just want to remind you, especially for those first generation lawyers, that in Ramayana's lesson in Chariot of Victory, when Vibhishan was worried about Rama facing Ravan without any armor or chariot, Rama replied that a true victory comes from inner qualities, valor and patience as wings, truth and amiability as flags, strength and benevolence as heroes, horses, devotion as charioteer, and wisdom as the bow. Equip yourself with these qualities. You are going to be as successful as Lord Rama has been. Thank you very much.
request our Honorable Chief Guest to kindly officially declare Justitia 2025 open.
I hereby declare Justitia 2025 open.
Thank you, sir. Moving further, to commemorate this occasion, we request our Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, to present a memento and a shawl to our Chief Guest. We now request our Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, to present a memento and a shawl to our guest of honor.
Thank you, sir. With the inaugural ceremony concluded, may Justitia 2025 serve as a platform for learning, networking, and fostering legal knowledge. Participants are requested to stay back for orientation before the rounds. Let the festivities begin.
We look forward to an enriching experience. Best wishes to all participants and thank you for being a part of Justitia 2025. All the best. Jai Hind.